So today I wanted to share an experience of a community I'm involved with, and some of the other guys in that community have shared posts already, and I realised for all of the talk and promotion I do around other things out in industry that are going on that I have nothing to do with, I haven't actually spoken about this, I don't think, aside from the odd story here and there and sharing some of the events that the guys do. However, it is the Happy Electrician, and that is headed up by Malcolm Duncan of Super Rod and Klein Tools, and also Mike Jones, who is a former Special Forces soldier and spent time living with monks. The guy is an absolute superstar. Mike is really good at strategizing things around business, and the Happy Electrician community isn't just about building more revenue, more sales. It is genuinely about trying to become happier as business owners and people who do very stressful things in the day-to-day jobs that we all have. And that can be from single person companies, so that not all businesses are huge, and nor do they need to be, all the way up to some of those who are employing dozens of people. And the community aspect around what they are doing there is something that has delivered me incredible value, speaking as a business owner myself, and the growth that we've had since starting work with that community. So I think it was a couple of years ago now when Malcolm and Mike first brought this idea out, that they wanted to do something that was helpful to electricians as a way of sort of giving back and sharing the knowledge that they've acquired through the act of running businesses and been successful people along the way with that, and all of the pitfalls and stresses that they've learn through that process. And just to see if there was interest and demand there from electricians in particular. The stats around some of the mental health issues in our industry are well known, and I fully respect Malcolm for wanting to do that with Mike. For those of you who don't know, Malcolm is also one of the founding people of the safe isolation community that exists there. It's often assumed that was me, and while I might have formed the first meeting of that, bringing people together collaboratively, it's Malcolm who has headed that up from the very beginning. And before that, actually, it's really important to reference that I think Super Rod and Malcolm were among the very first people speaking about that. And also Louise Adamson and Michael Story. I think that's where that was born from. I don't want to speak on Malcolm's behalf, but he's been a forerunner of that. Somebody who's helped us get into trade shows, taking part in things like that, the Super Rod survey, collecting data around safe isolation. And it's been interesting to see that trend in the right direction since we've been a bit more active as a collective effort of industry bodies and brands and individuals messaging that both online and also in the real world. And it's another thing, a passion point of Malcolm's, that he wants to do this Happy Electrician community. And you know, in my own little family business, we were in our lane doing our own thing, and I'd kind of been playing with developing the training centre. We had our own little space which consisted of 4 large booths and a little solar roof where I think we had a couple of panels on it, and we'd do open days and get people coming in, topping up their experience in areas of work that they couldn't get. And it never really was what I wanted it to be, and the kind of perfect storm aligned, if you like, where that community started, and you speak with the other individuals in the groups. It's not just Mike and Malcolm. There's other business owners in there who have a lot more experience and knowledge than I do. And that kind of collective support network and discussion led me to understand and get clarity that I actually really wanted to have my own training space, a proper one. And then by coincidence, at a similar sort of time, my wife had spotted a unit just around the corner from where we are, which was basically built to be a training centre. And you know, you have all of these worries and concerns around the business rates, which are a lot, by the way, and the rent, which again is a lot, by the way, and covering all of those costs and the logistics of what you want to do and getting accredited with training providers. And every step of the way through that process, that community of people have been so encouraging, so supportive, shared such a lot of knowledge, helped me get more clear on my numbers, clarity with numbers, as Mike says. And he has best-selling books out on Amazon that have been out for years, all about business, pricing, development, and he works with sectors beyond electrical. He's doing this more widely out in other industries as well. A wealth a wealth of knowledge, and I have tapped into that and got incredible value, made some really good friends. We do in-person meetings a couple of times a year. I think the guys are expanding that out maybe to be more often. I'm not fully sure. And an online meet once every month. And there is a group community chat that runs, talking all the time when someone has a particular problem come up that they're trying to solve. It could be a bigger tender that they're working on, or a small job that they've had to price and frustrated with because they've lost out on for all of the usual reasons that we come across, or something that they're bringing out in terms of their marketing ideas, or family health things, and just supporting each other when stuff happens around business. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a massive shout out because I have had such a lot of benefit from that. And if you wanted to get involved with it yourselves, the guys are working with the Electrical Industries Charity, and I believe some very large and important brands that are coming forward to do things alongside the Happy Electrician as well. And there should be some exciting news with all of that soon. And full credit to Malcolm and Mike. They are lovely guys who deserve all the praise and recognition that they're going to get from this. And rightly so. It is a fantastic initiative that I cannot endorse enough, and I hope that I can play a part in that for the future in my own way, just through sharing my experiences as an electrician and business owner. I'm far from an expert myself, but I will always happily talk about the things that I know and have learned, and if that is useful to others in the Happy Electrician community as well, all the better. I'll drop a link alongside this to Mike's socials. He's the best one of the pair to get in touch with to join the community if you're interested and you want to see more widely what they're up to. Go and check it out today. Honestly, it is brilliant.